Ever wondered how we construct sentences in English? What are the basic building blocks that make up a sentence? Well, just like a house is built brick by brick, sentences are built using what we call parts of speech. These are the fundamental elements that give meaning and structure to our sentences. There are 8 main parts of speech in English: noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, conjunction, preposition, and interjection. Each of these has a specific role in the sentence, just like the different pieces of a puzzle. They all fit together to create clear, concise, and meaningful sentences. Understanding these parts of speech is like having a toolbox for building sentences. It can help us to better express our thoughts, ideas, and emotions. So, are you ready to learn about these building blocks of English sentences? Well, buckle up, because today we will explore each of these parts of speech in detail. Let's start with the first 2 parts of speech, noun and pronoun. These 2 give us the foundation for building sentences, and understanding them will unlock a world of communication. So what is a noun? A noun is a naming word. It represents a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. It's the cornerstone of a sentence because it's often the subject, the main focus. For example, in the sentence John loves ice cream, John and ice cream are both nouns. John is a person and ice cream is a thing. Or take the sentence Paris is beautiful. Here, Paris is the noun, representing a place. Now let's move on to pronouns. Pronouns are like the understudies to nouns. They stand in for nouns when we want to avoid repetition or when the noun's identity is clear from the context. For example, instead of saying John loves ice cream, John eats ice cream every day, we can use a pronoun to replace John in the second sentence. John loves ice cream, he eats it every day. Here, he is a pronoun replacing John, and it is a pronoun replacing ice cream. Pronouns come in different types. He, she, it, they, we, and I are examples of subject pronouns. Him, her, it, them, us, and me are object pronouns. His, hers, its, theirs, ours, and my are possessive pronouns, and there are others as well. In summary, a noun names a person, place, thing, or idea, and a pronoun stands in place of a noun. Understanding these 2 parts of speech is a key step in mastering English. So remember, every person, place, thing, or idea you talk about is likely a noun. And if you're not repeating those nouns over and over, you're probably using pronouns. In our next scene, we'll continue our journey through the parts of speech, so stay tuned. Now, let's move on to the verb, adjective, and adverb. First up, we have the verb. Picture this, a verb is like the engine of a sentence. It propels the action forward. In the simplest terms, a verb is an action word. It's something you do. For instance, in the sentence, she runs every morning. Runs is the verb. It's the action she is doing, but don't be fooled, verbs can be sneaky too. They aren't always about physical actions. They can also express a state of being or occurrence. For example, in the sentence, I am happy, am is a verb, expressing a state of being. Next, let's talk about adjectives. If a verb is the engine of a sentence, then an adjective is the shiny coat of paint that makes it look good. Adjectives are words that describe or modify nouns or pronouns. They give more detail or make a description more specific. Adjectives can describe qualities like size, color, number, and kind. So if we say 5 red apples, both 5 and red are adjectives. They tell us how many apples there are and what color they are. And finally, we come to adverbs. Adverbs are like the secret spices in a recipe. They modify verbs, adjectives, or even other adverbs, adding more detail to the action, description, or other modification. In the sentence, she runs quickly, quickly is the adverb. It's telling us how she runs, modifying the verb runs. Adverbs can answer questions like how, when, where, why, and to what extent. For example, in the sentence, I usually eat breakfast at 7, usually and at 7 are adverbs. They tell us when I eat breakfast. So, a verb shows action, an adjective describes a noun or pronoun, and an adverb modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb. Finally, let's delve into conjunction, preposition, and interjection. These 3 parts of speech may not be the stars of the sentence, but they play crucial roles in giving our language clarity and emotion. First, let's talk about conjunctions. Imagine if we had to write or speak in short, choppy sentences all the time. It would be quite tiresome, wouldn't it? Well, that's where conjunctions come in. They are the linking words that join together words, phrases, or clauses to make our speech and writing more fluid. Words like and, but, or yet, so, and for are all conjunctions. For instance, I enjoy reading and writing. Here, and is the conjunction that links the activities of reading and writing. Next up, prepositions. These are the words that show a relationship between a noun or a pronoun and another word in the sentence. They help us understand where, when, or how something happened. Common prepositions include in, on, at, with, from, about, and between. For example, in the sentence, the cat is on the mat, on is the preposition that shows the relationship between the cat and the mat. Lastly, let's look at interjections. These are the words or phrases that express strong emotion. They're the exclamations that interrupt the flow of speech because of their strong feeling. Words like wow, ouch, hooray, and oh no are all interjections. They can stand alone or be included in a sentence. For example, wow, that's an amazing sunset. So there you have it. Conjunctions, prepositions, and interjections. These parts of speech add color and depth to our language, making it more expressive and meaningful. Without them, our sentences would be dull and emotionless. They're the unsung heroes of the English language, working behind the scenes to make our communication more effective and engaging. To recap, a conjunction links words or groups of words. A preposition shows a relationship between a noun or pronoun and another word in the sentence. And an interjection expresses strong emotion. Now that we've covered all 8 parts of speech, let's summarize what we've learned. We began our journey with nouns, the names of people, places, things, or ideas, and pronouns, which stand in for nouns. We then sailed into the realm of verbs, the action words and adjectives, the words that describe nouns. We also discovered adverbs, those handy modifiers that describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. Our voyage then took us to conjunctions, the connectors that join words, phrases, or clauses. We also explored prepositions, which show relationships between other words in a sentence. And finally, we encountered interjections, those exciting words that express strong emotions. Remember, these 8 parts of speech are the building blocks of English. They're like the crew members of our language ship, each playing a crucial role. Understanding and using these 8 parts of speech correctly will greatly improve your English writing and speaking. Keep practicing, and you'll master them in no time.